Panama want a corner, but it's a goal kick. Much to the frustration of Pajalo.
Another look at this tight call. Absolutely looked as though it came off Croatia. Goal kick was given and we're back into play.
That was a foul on Martin Baturina. He scored in that defeat to England. He equalled his best scoring season of his club career in the campaign just finished with Como. He finished 4th in Serie A, the club's best ever finish, qualifying for Europe for the first time ever under the tenure, of course, of Cesc Fabregas these days. Hustling from Pajalo, just trying to unnerve Mateo Kovacic, who's been there and seen it many times before. Modric with the ball over, just touched by Ramos. A key intervention.
What a ball that was too. Had to be sharp defensively. Panama dealt with it well, but it wasn't. Look at this, is something that we see a lot from the legend that is Luka Modric. Can't give him time and space on the ball, or you will pay.
Actually made his debut for Croatia in a 3-2 victory over Argentina in Basel, March 2006. A match in which Lionel Messi scored his first international goal. Whatever happened to him, eh?
Yes, whatever happened to him. It's great that we're seeing these players playing in these in older age, and they've looked after themselves incredibly well. And the modern day and the modern nutrition and everything that goes into these players now, I think, is a major factor.
Ball by Martinez. Mardial helping it away. It's nice from Baturina, who then had to tangle with Harvey.
Nice bit of skill. Baturina gets around him, and in the end was fouled.
Modric will look to take advantage of any space given to him tonight. Albeit, of course, he's one of those players who just sort of creates space for him. Hugely intelligent as well as experienced. He's actually had the most touches in the game so far. We've only played 6 minutes. He's had the ball 13 times. Kovacic, Perisic, and eventually back again to Pomracic. Perisic gives chase and does well to reach it. Well, that's more up than away. Baturina rising for it. It was Cordoba. Managed to get something on the clearance. All a little bit panicked and messy.
Expected that early on in the match, though. The energy is going to be high for both sides. Oh, that's a good bit of skill.
Barcenas with a lovely touch. Forward here for Fajardo. Croatia very quickly back into their regular positions. Rolls past Vardiol, it's collected by Harvey. Martinez to help. Kovacic went for the ball but didn't appear to get any of it.
Good feet and a good decision by the official. I thought that was the right call. He was very close to getting something on it. But a good, decent position here for Panama to get something on net.
That was lovely from Barcenas, wasn't it? Showing the ball to Josip Stanisic and then just whipping it away. Concern here on the face of Dominik Livakovic. Bárcenas looking perhaps to find someone in the middle, or maybe it'll be Rodriguez to go for glory. The ball being given its instructions. Few bits and pieces to be sorted out in the middle before Panama can set themselves for this set-piece delivery. A position of real Panama promise. Bárcenas, plenty in there to try and profit from it, but it's seen off with relative ease.
Panama very comfortable in that 3-4-3 formation. This team's been together for an awful long time. They know exactly what they're doing. And we're comfortable against Ghana in the first match, so that's why we didn't see many changes. In fact, only one into the starting lineup up top.
Here is the man who's come in for Halo. No change out of the Croatian defence. Panama have lost all 4 matches they've played at World Cup finals, scoring just twice. Their sole previous finals appearance coming in Russia 2018, they understandably struggled in the group stage. Beaten comfortably by eventual semi-finalists Belgium 3-0, demolished by England 6-1. Although Felipe Baloy's consolation goal was historic, their first ever at the FIFA World Cup finals. And a 2-1 defeat against Tunisia rounded off their tournament. Croatia take charge momentarily here before Martinez makes it his. He was doing plenty of that the other night here against Ghana.
Yeah, he was one of the best players, certainly for an hour, for Panama. Very quick, aggressive, good in defense.
Beautiful from Baturina. Showed real signs in the early moments that he is up for it today. Omratic, Modric, Kovacic, now Gvardiol. To his Manchester City teammate Kovacic. Modric looking to ping one of those passes forward we've seen so often in the colours of Tottenham Hotspur, Real Madrid, and of course most recently AC Milan. He went flying into that one. Might be a sore one, this, for Rodriguez.
I wonder if it was anybody else as well than Modric, so would that be given a yellow card? I like the tenacity for Modric, because even a great player like him, he gave the ball away and he wanted to fight to get it back, and in the end he's just a little bit late with his challenge. And the foul given in a word to Modric by the referee.
Lovely little moment there from Baturina. He has that potential to be a real live wire in behind the front man, Petar Musa, today. Musa also scored in the defeat to England.
Yeah, I think for Croatia, they're hoping that he brings that prolific goal-scoring record that he has in Major League Soccer, 12 goals and 13 appearances for Dallas.
Yeah, terrific record. Club's top scorer, they're 4th in the Western Conference. Enjoying life out in this part of the world. Kovacic. finding a bit of room. It's had to be patient this season in terms of game time. 9 appearances for Manchester City, 7 of those from the bench. The only starts coming in April and May. Towards the end of the campaign just gone. Maturina with Musa in close support. And the threat repelled for now, albeit they'll start again, Croatia, with Pongracic. Martinez really is so important, though, the way he sets the tempo for the press.
The back line for Croatia, very experienced. They look much better in a back 4 than a back 3 that we saw against England, and traditionally we've seen them with that 4, and that's basically their foundation for going forward.
I suppose that's the beauty for them, was that Kardalic, that with Gvardiol and Perisic in the side, you can flick between a 4 and a 3 quite quickly. Modric, as the wind starts to whip around the Toronto Stadium, the ball in that just took off really as it headed towards Ivan Perisic.
Obviously a lot of talk about Modric, and rightly so, but there's some other unbelievable players here for Croatia with Ivan Perisic and 55 caps coming into this match, and second all-time scoring and appearances for Croatia.
Thomas Christiansen there, the Panama head coach. It's nearly 6 years in charge for him now. Born in Denmark, played his football for Spain. He's had spells managing in club football in Cyprus, England and Belgium. Panama flying forwards, and Fajalo flying towards the ball. All it needed was a touch. Livakovic will claim that one, and Croatia will breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, nice passage of play from Panama. Rio does very well on the flank and delivers a really good ball in that Harder was nearly on the end of.
I've seen quite a few of those whipped balls in from the dead ball line, which can hit anyone and go anywhere. Touch a little overcooked from Maturina. We'll start again with Murillo. Cordoba for Andrade. Touch from Rodriguez. The gallop forward from Andrade here. Looking for Fajalo. Is it a roll? And onto the boot of Perisic, much to the relief of Croatia. Really good, lively, open start here. Modric. Options gathering in the middle for Croatia here. Pasalic with the ball over. And away to safety for now. Kovacic. Šutalo. And eventually to Pongracic. Gvardiol. Martinez just making himself known. Harvey with a palm touch in his own box. And Gvardiol is back on his feet. Maturina. Swerving ball in, dealt with by Cordoba.
Croatia's movement is excellent. Their interchanging of positions is brilliant. Very difficult to mark up. They let Modric basically roam around. Man, marking him by any stretch. Maturina has been also roaming around and has been very effective early on.
That is Mosquera's ball. The only attempt so far from Croatia in the game. The header from Modric a couple of minutes in. Their first attempt against England, interestingly, was via Schutelo, which came in the 3rd minute, and the next one was in the 36th minute, the goal from Baturina. So there was a big old gap between attempts on target in that first game, and they're trying to make sure that that same gap doesn't show itself here. Modric allowed a bit of room in which to manoeuvre. Guardiola for Perisic. Away by Cordoba. Gonzalo forward. Kovacic was just about to think about the strike maybe before the challenge came in. Challenge which was deemed fair. Guardiola, the give and go from Modric, who just got it tangled under his feet.
We've had some interesting challenges. The referees let a little bit go on. That's okay. The both players, sets of players, will, as long as they know that's consistent, they're okay with it. This is a great ball across the face of the net. Hardo very, very close to getting on the end of it. Christensen wants to see that in the back of the net.
Those are the kind of moments that came and went the other night here against Ghana for Panama. They want to make them count today. Here's Martinez leading the charge. And in the end, it was a routine playing for Livakovic, with a few in the middle just wondering why the ball didn't make its way through to them.
It was just a bad ball by Martinez in a great position. He's not going for goal there, but the goalkeeper's positioning was perfect. Not going to beat a goalkeeper of his quality from that angle.
John Martinez, this time he does win the free kick. The Panama bench very unhappy with that challenge, in fact. Thomas Christensen and his staff making their feelings known.
Martinez in amongst it again. I think it was much more than a foul. Christensen thought it was repetitive fouls. Looking for a little bit more than just the set piece.
Croatia immediately back in organisational mode. Martinez looking for Murillo this time. It's going to hold up for him, is it? Just about. With the chance! Stunning save! It seemed the goal all ends up. And Livakovic just clawed it onto the crossbar. Astonishingly close.
That was brilliant by Panama, and this is what we saw against Ghana. They didn't take their chances, and this is exactly the same scenario. What a ball that is. It was close to going out. Good header. A great angle of it. Does the goalkeeper get a touch to it? Absolutely does he ever. What a save that is. Just before the hydration break.
Indeed, a pause after that for reflection and refreshment. What a stop. Well, you don't get much closer to scoring than that. And Rodriguez perhaps will have felt on reflection maybe he could have angled the header into a slightly different part of the goal, but Livakovic did everything he could, stretching every sinew to keep that one out.
Yeah, I mean, the pace of the cross was excellent, and the header was still good, but we just credit the goalkeeper because that was as good as it gets. It's interesting that The momentum and these hydration breaks do definitely change it. At that moment, Panama was probably on the front foot, probably didn't want a hydration break. Croatia, they can regroup. See if they can better themselves. They had lots of possession, but really without any cutting edge, because Panama have done such an excellent job. Oh, there you are. That ball is out of play. Great camera angle. And here's the save.
So in the end, it wouldn't have counted anyway, but Dominik Livakovic was not to know that at the time. And always great to get a rating of a save from a goalkeeper as well in the commentary box. Knows how difficult that kind of thing is.
Oh yeah, you know, he's a great goalkeeper, he is, and he does really well adjusting his feet. He's a big man. His positioning and body weight is perfect to go either way, depending on where the headers go. Solid save.
Really promising moments for Panama in that first 20 minutes or so. Croatia will feel they have an element of control, but without any real reward as yet.
Yeah, that's their problem, certainly early on. We saw Panama really frustrate Ghana in the first match. They're doing it again against this Croatian side that haven't been able to get anything on net.
Well, those around the Toronto Stadium just digesting what they've just seen. In fact, Panama coming close, albeit the ball out of play as it was scooped across the penalty area. And it wouldn't have counted anyway, but still a terrific reflex stop. Another one of those games where we've not seen a goal yet, but we've seen plenty to suggest that there might be a few on the way.
Yeah, and I think Panama have to be happy with the couple of created chances that they've had, as well as their structure defensively as a unit has been very good. Like we said, this team's been together for an awful long time. Christensen, the manager, for also nearly 6 years, has been as good as any coach has ever been for Panama. Is absolutely beloved in the country of Panama.
Fahalo trying to make it his ball. Taken away by Pongracic. Barcenas with the header. Drops off Modric for Harvey. Blackman and Rodriguez together. Good solid challenge from Stanisic. Claudio looking for Perisic. Well, Martinez wins it, but unfairly. He thought he was in there. He had a fair bit of green grass to enjoy until the whistle went.
Yeah, we've got to see a little bit of this player, Martinez. He's been in amongst it. Saying that, we saw him retire significantly in the second half against Ghana, so that's going to be something to look out for.
Yeah, interesting to see just the one change from that starting 11 as well. Fresh legs might well play their part today. They certainly did in that game against Ghana. Brandon Thomas Asante with fresh legs and a fresh mind perhaps coming onto the field to really push Ghana towards victory. The only goal from Albirenci right at the end. Scooped into the middle. Perisic is after it. It's Martinez who clears. And Kovacic who takes charge. It's been such a frustrating season for him due to injuries. Last season scoring 7 goals for Manchester City, his most prolific campaign since 2014-15 when he scored 8 for Inter Milan. That's a free kick, given away by Barcenas. One of two players in the Panama lineup today who've actually played football in Croatia in the past. He was last there on loan with RMK Split, 2016, a decade ago. How time flies. Jose Luis Rodriguez the other. Almost ready for the free kick. Yeah, actually, making sure that everyone understands that he's watching them. Nothing silly in the box is the message, as it was at the other end earlier. Swirls into the box, it's obvious, takes it right up in the air. Good old-fashioned up and under. Half an hour played, honours even. Moments for both sides to cherish and to perhaps be concerned by. Matarina a little loose, but it's Kovacic who steps in to make it his. It's a real battleground in the middle of the park at the moment. Marko Pasalic with the quick feet to find Modric. Josip Šutalo. Kovacic just let it run a little. Feeding Guardiol here. Martinez once again lively on the counter.
It's not going to be easy for Croatia. They're very well organized. You see they drop into a back five. Panama are defending. Rio and Blackman protecting the three in the middle, centrally.
Yes, we often talk about five at the back as three at the back, don't we? This is very much a five. To the middle, towards Musa, and as far as Modric, Baturina. Up and away for Pomracic to start the build-up again. So far a pretty even game in terms of time on the ball. Nicely cut out by Andreas Andrade. Modric. Šutalo forwards. Stanisic trying to find Musa in the middle. Well, Croatia's best ever performance in a World Cup finals, runner-up in 2018 to France. It was a wonderful run all the way through to the final. Interestingly, 4 years earlier, they didn't get out of the group. Reached the semi-final in 2022 in Qatar, finishing third after beating Morocco. Actually got to the semi-finals in the last edition, despite only being in the lead for 46 minutes in total in the whole tournament. Under pressure here as Martinez tries to burrow his way through and eventually is penalised for a handball.
Martinez just didn't have the pace to get past the defenders. Trying as hard as he can to see if he could even draw a foul. Referee well positioned. No call. Well done.
Modric and Omracic. He went to the last World Cup. 90 minutes in the third place playoff. Looking for Perisic. Ivan Perisic, someone with so much experience, the second most capped Croatia international with 156 caps, including today. Second highest scorer as well, behind the great Davor Šuker. That's wasteful and loose. A little casual, perhaps. They've not fully clicked into gear as yet.
No, they haven't, and they're trying to get it into the wide areas, and anything that's really been of danger for Panama has been straight balls down the middle that they've been dealing with quite well. Get the ball into wide positions, turn the Panamanian defense around. We've not really seen that as of yet.
Omracic. Cordova went right through the back of Batarina.
Wasn't sure if the referee was going to give that, but had a quick look, see if there's an advantage to be played, but there's no question about the foul. That arena has been very lively in this match.
We're still waiting for our first effort on target of this match. The Rodriguez header, of course, wouldn't have counted. The other Group L match today, in the first half, there was no attempt on target in that one. This could be interesting, though. Wasn't exactly the ball Panama wanted from Barcenas, but it's Martinez who picks it up. It's away from Rodriguez in the middle. That was a real opportunity.
That wasn't the best from Modric in that position, giving the ball away. You don't see that very often. And he was ended up being the last man as well, tracking back. Panama with a little bit of a loose pass. Wasn't able to get anything going.
Rodriguez. Well one back, because that one was disappearing away from Panama's grasp. Ramos. Martinez just managing to poke it on to Murillo. What can they produce here? Well, Croatia were at 6s and 7s. And Panama just couldn't quite get the touch they needed. Martinez moved it away with a couple of players charging in to try and head it, and a push indeed is given against Rodriguez, I think.
Well, Panama coming into this match, obviously playing against real quality. They don't see in CONCACAF very often, of course, and you have to say that this part of the game so far, they have to be delighted. It must be building in confidence. My only concern would be the depth of the squad and also the energy they can show later parts of this match, which Ghana really got at them with the fresh legs and made all the difference.
As you say, uncharacteristic error from Modric in midfield there. He was frustrated with others around him and himself. Now a chance for Croatia to stretch the legs here. Basalic was always trying to make that ball his and never quite managed it. Martinez, Murillo. He's away from Guardiola. What about the end product? Well, there isn't any. Just seemed to run out of room, run out of ideas. Martinez tries to keep up the positivity here. And the possession. Another searching cross in. More unconvincing Croatian defending, albeit with a foul from Murillo in the middle. You're out there feeling the pain a little.
It's been a very physical game. You'd expect that. Space is tight. Everybody knows what's at stake. This massive match for both these sides.
Blackman just beaten off the ball there by his opposite number, Stanisic. Kovacic. In the last few minutes of the first half that's been lively and busy in the middle of the park at least. One attempt from each side so far, both coming in the opening 4 minutes of the game. You have to strike a balance on a day like this between desperately going for the win that keeps your World Cup hopes on track, but not losing that would end them. Some nice pieces of skill coming out here.
Yeah, there's been some individual brilliance by both sides on occasions. And you're right, teams don't want to leave themselves short at the back, so defense is first.
Modric. Radio. In the way for Panama. Marcenas now. On for Rodriguez. He has three up with him. The cross is a good one. Radio got an all-important touch. Harvey trying to juggle his way through. Baturina has the ball taken off him. Musa now. Asking an awful lot of Marco Pasalic.
Yeah, he's got some pace, but not that much. They really are 6s and 7s here, Croatia. They haven't been able to get anything going offensively. They're starting to become frustrated.
Interesting match momentum there, showing how Panama are coming and going throughout the first half. Croatia with a few batches of possession and control. Decent periods. Games like these can feel fairly even, but of course a goal then, if it does come, massively swings things in one direction.
That's right. I mean, when you look at the best teams in the world, and you're looking for those moments and taking them when you come, and dominance in the possession really means nothing without an end product.
That's what this game is lacking at the moment as we head towards the final couple of minutes of the first half. Stanisic finds a little bit of a gap. Modric. And again. Pasalic and Baturina. Oh, just desperately waiting for the cross. Make that 5 with Modric joining the penalty area now. In towards Musa. Trying to send that towards his captain. And that'll be a free kick to Panama. And Stanisic there just making the point to Pasalic, I think, that had Panama won the ball there, they would have been away.
Yeah, with numbers as well. And Croatia were short at the back. You have to be careful with that because Panama do break very, very quickly. with some quality.
Annabelle Godoy in the middle of the picture there, one of those waiting in the wings today, the most capped Panamanian international, 160 caps for him. Started all 3 games at the 2018 World Cup, 8 appearances in qualifying. Plays his football for San Diego these days. Here go Croatia, looking to end the half with a flourish. Perisic was winding up to head that goalwards. Mourinho took it away from him.
One of the few occasions where we've seen Croatia get to the byline and cross it in. And I have to say, give credit to Panama, they've marked up very well against the dangerous players and left no space to operate or get on the end of anything so far.
By the way, the Croatia supporters in the crowd being whipped up out of your picture by Dominic Livakovic, who just got everybody on their feet and making plenty of noise as that last attack unfolded. Pajado for Mourinho. And Guardiola showing his quality. Foul on Baturina as we enter a minimum of 3 added minutes at the end of this half.
It's been a half of lots of energy, very physical, and very, very tight with very few chances.
Trupello forward. Pasalic looking to switch for Perisic. Baturina found some room for the shot. It was well worth having a go. They had to be shoveled away a little by Orlando Mosquera.
Well, for a player who's been very lively in the first half, this is a decent strike to the near post. He scouted very well to get across. One that he should save and does. Corner kick to Croatia.
Once again, the referee here just having a word, this time with Josip Šutalo, to make sure that nothing daft happens on the goal line. Marko Pasalic with the corner. It's not really dealt with by Panama. Eventually it's welly clear by Martinez. Perisic. Question of who wants it more in the air, and the answer is Panama. And Rodriguez now can show his pace. They've got plenty of that, Panama, in the ranks. They just need the decision-making to be as impressive. And as we can see, it isn't always. Half-time. And in terms of attacking intent, not an awful lot to discuss really, but plenty going on in the middle of the park. A very competitive game. A high level of work rate.
Tie game. Croatia and Panama. Croatia and Panama. All right, DJ Remy, let's keep them right here. Don't move. It's time for you to dance right now. really want to dance. Yes, it's your turn one more time. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. I see a lot of Croatia colors there. I see a lot of Panama. I see some Brazil. I see some Colombia. I see some Ghana. I see some Ghana. Ladies say, what? Sing, ladies. Go Croatia. Come on, ladies. I see you, Brazil. Where are all my sexy ladies from Croatia? Make some noise! And all my hot girls from Panama, let's hear it! We're only going to put you on a dance cam if you're dancing. So you gotta dance right now if you want to be up on the big screen. Come on. You're representing Ghana. I see Ghana. Okay, Ghana. What's up in here? Y'all go make me act the fool up in here. I like the way you throw your hair. I like the stylish clothes you wear. Come on. Somebody sing and say. Hey, wants me to play. DJ Reddy says he wants to get things really jumping right now for the next 3 minutes. We're looking for the hottest dancers. All of you, on the camera. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on. Oh. Show me your work. FIFA Fan Fest in Toronto. We'll also have a performance from Shout the Band. We have more incredible music from Snotty Nose Redskins tomorrow. And also performing tomorrow is Alessia Cara. Alessia Cara, Snotty Nose Redskins. All tomorrow. Make sure you come back and join us. Stay me. Are you guys ready to get back to the second half? We're almost ready for the second half of Croatia versus Panama. I say we give them one more song to get you guys going for Croatia versus Panama next.
I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket.
Okay, I see you, Panama. I see you, Panama. Let's go. Up next, the second half of Panama versus Croatia. This is DJ Rennie or Mark Strong Strizzy. Hey, one time. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up.
Powerade is the official sports drink of FIFA World Cup. Power your life with Powerade.
They say home is where the heart is, and I think that's true. It's my party, you're invited, and all your friends too. Everyone's invited, and I'll see you soon. You don't have to knock, you can come right in. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with core power. The official protein shake of FIFA World Cup.
That's when he knew he could share the flavor of Fuse Iced Tea with every fan. Fuse Iced Tea. It's the flavor.
They say home is where the heart is, and I think that's true. It's my party, you're invited, and all your friends too. Everyone's invited, and I'll see you soon. You don't have to knock, you can come right in. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house.
This is quite a game. It'll be a free kick.
who goes off here for Andrej Kramaric, which will probably mean a different role for Ivan Perisic in the second half, and maybe a different system for Croatia.
Yes, potentially. Certainly they need to get their attacker involved in the game a little bit more against a tough five at the back for Panama.
Well, as we restart, Panama are 45 minutes away from their first ever World Cup point. This is a scoreline that would keep both sides alive in Group L into match day 3. Croatia have only been involved in 3 goalless draws in their 31 World Cup matches prior to today. 2 of those coming in the last World Cup in Qatar 2022. The other some 20 years ago. Quickly off his line as Croatia start the second half with 2 new faces on the field. Here is one of them, Ante Budimir, with Andrej Kramaric calling for it. The other substitute. He watched very closely, having to offload. This is Modric. Being pestered by Fajardo and ultimately fouled. We've got into some good positions in that first half. Perisic has dropped back a little at the start of this second half into the slot vacated by the departing Vaviol. Stanisic after this one with Andrade. Hello with the work rates.
Looks as though Croatia are going to put Kramaric and Branimir together and occupy the 3 center backs. Gives Panama something else, something different to think about in attack.
Andrej Kramaric, who turned 35 a few days ago. Vastly experienced. Playing his trade with Hoffenheim these days. Over 350 games for them. Over 150 goals. Stanisic. Not sure Schüttler really wanted that back pass there. Vukovic helping on its way forwards. Perisic found delightfully. Oh, he hasn't taken it with him. He applauds the idea, just didn't quite get there in time.
Yeah, a nice ball would have opened things up.
37 now, Ivan Perisic. Playing in his 4th World Cup. Scored 6 World Cup goals, which is a joint record for Croatia with Davor Šuker. Rodriguez putting the shoulder in. Livakovic is just out of your picture, settled down on the ground and obviously has a problem here. A little bit of a coming together which we felt the force of.
Martinez just trods on his toe after the strike. If there's any intent there, but certainly let him know he was there.
It's one of those, isn't it? Only he will know, Martinez, if that was intended or not. Kramaric. Budimir waiting in the middle. Joined by Pasalic. And offside. Here's the call. It's an attack that's wasted.
Good starting position for Panama defensively. Hold their line very well. You've seen that in the first half. Seen that throughout this tournament so far. Tough to break down. Other than that 95th minute winner against Ghana that really broke their hearts.
Broke their hearts in this stunning setting as well. The city of Toronto in the background. This stadium perched on the lake shore, Lake Ontario. It's been a terrific city in which to take in the action here. Still one more group game to go here after this, and a round of 32 match as well. Harvey looking for Martinez. Murillo. Bárcenas. Martinez. And again, it's neatly worked. Just too far away from Rodriguez, and Pasalic wasn't sure, just decided to play it safe and stick it behind.
Martinez has been so lively, excellent in this match, making himself available, decent crosses in the box. He's had a couple opportunities. He's definitely been a live wire for Panama.
Just played cheerleader there as well to get a little bit more out of those watching from the stands. We would absolutely love to see just that tiny bit more from those on the field. Rodriguez. Bárcenas. Martinez. So many in the middle waiting, but Maturina made sure the cross didn't come in. Racic away. It's a Croatia throw. Budimir tangling with Cordova, who was pulling and pushing a fair bit.
Yeah, no complaints there. There's definitely a shirt pull with the official standing very close to them. Budimir's a handful.
He played at the last World Cup for Croatia, a couple of substitute appearances. Actually subbed on and later subbed off in the round of 16 game against Japan. Then in the quarter-final against Brazil as well. 19 goals in 40 games for Osasuna this season. Terrific return, particularly because they finished 17th in the table. They avoided relegation on the head-to-head. After a three-way tie on 42 points, remarkably close. And of course we could see a fair few ties in the group in terms of points at this World Cup, with various factors used to determine who should go through. Head-to-head record being key. We go Croatia. Whipped across! Bounces off the bench! And the Croatian class comes to the fore! After all their work rate from the first half, Panama are undone, and it's the substitute who makes the difference.
Well, some Croatian fans are probably wondering why Vladimir didn't start. But you have to say, from Croatia's point of view, this is a very rare occasion when they got to a position to drive a ball in between the defenders and the goalkeeper with some quality. They finally do that. Musa's probably wishing he was on the pitch to receive something so brilliantly done. Really, for somebody of his quality, for close range, the substitute makes it 1-0.
He has had a wonderful season in front of goal for his club. Now he's delivering for his country.
You only come over to have a walk about. That's why I put that message in the group.
There's some revel in the moment. Others think about what might have been and what might still be. Well, head coaches always say, don't they, to substitutes, go on and affect the game. He's done just that within 10 minutes of being introduced.
Yeah, you see some coaches too, they don't even like to call them substitutes these days. They're impact players, and we have seen those substitutes or impact players, whatever you want to call them, in this World Cup make some massive differences to teams.
His first goal for Croatia for a year as well. That last one was a penalty, as it's flicked off a Croatian head for a corner to Panama as they look for the immediate response. Luis Rodriguez to take the corner. It's an inviting one. Out as far as Barcenas, who was met by a few, who will now gallop in the other direction. And Modric plays it through. It's Pasalic here. What a run! Still in front! Well, he tried the finesse, he tried the force, and neither worked.
What an opportunity for breaking from their own defensive set piece. Deal with it well. Panama, we have really one man back in the stage and nobody to pick up. And it's clear and on a goal. But look at Pascalera. Mascara does very, very well to stand up because he's expecting him to go down. The second attempt at a tight angle. Tough to score from there. The first opportunity was the one. Big miss. Good goalkeeping though.
A really good breakaway, wasn't it? A very intelligent pass from Luka Modric because Pasalic broke from his own half and couldn't be offsides. A player who, early on in his career, combined football with working for his brother's construction company. And he was lively out wide in the first half, nearly made his mark through the middle there.
That's what you have to do as a goalkeeper, though, is stand up, make yourself as big as possible. You're very exposed. Make the attacking player make the first move. That's what he did. Here's a great angle for the referee's cam. Clean in on net. It's a second bite at it, but at a tough angle, he wasn't going to score from there.
It's those moments, though, that you sometimes look back on in a game and think that's where you could have almost put it to bed and didn't. We'll see if it's costly.
The games are about moments. They really are. Look at Côte d'Ivoire against the Germans. Had a great opportunity late in that match and ended up paying the price and losing the match to a late winner from Van.
Rodriguez now. Game opening up as you'd expect after an opening goal. Kovacic had a bit of a swipe at Blackman. Barcenas somehow got out of that with the ball. Keeps his side on the front foot. Plenty screaming for it for Halo. Right underneath it. Kept moving by Blackman and Andrade. Modric in the way. Budimir Trying to relieve a little bit of pressure that's building. Andrade losing out, and back it goes to Livakovic. And that's a Croatia ball. It must be said, it's the World Cup of the stars in some ways. We've seen the big names perform on the biggest stage. We've also seen substitutes come to the fore. 140 goals scored at this World Cup finals now. 28 of those from players who started the match on the bench. As Basinas is shown a yellow card late in on Modric.
That's why it's so important to have that depth in your squad. I'm not sure if Panama has that level of depth. I have to say they don't. We saw that in the last match when there's Modric taking a pretty good knock.
A pretty blatant challenge on Modric by an experienced player. Basinas. We've now seen 7 goals at the Toronto Stadium. These World Cup finals, 4 of them scored by substitutes. So it's been lively here, it's been dramatic here. 2 added time winners as well. Still a good half an hour plus whatever is added for this game to swing in various different directions. Down goes Martinez. A bit of a stepping in. This is Blackman now. For Rodriguez. Bahama waits in the middle. Martinez was trying to gamble on it, dropping to him. Will be a corner.
Panama still pushing. They're not a flashy side by any stretch, but they're very efficient. They're in football games, but do they have a finish? This is what's been the problem in their World Cup experiences.
Martinez standing over the corner. This is Rodriguez. Basinas. Room for a strike maybe. Rizzo just took too long. Kramaric was more than happy to pick his pocket. Ball goes towards Pasalic. Trying to tuck it in for Budimir. Croatia's last 13 World Cup matches, they've won 10 of them when they've scored first. 13 matches in which they've scored first, 10 wins, 1 draw, just the 2 defeats. Important touch from Ramos there, but it's offside in fact against Croatia.
Holding that high line, Panama again. There's been a few offsides. As time runs, a good defense.
This could be a memorable day still for Panama. For the young and old following their World Cup journey here. Andrade. Cesar Blackman looks to Andrade for support again. Cross straight at Modric, picked up by Rodriguez. It could be an interesting one. Perisic had to step in. Perisic with the challenge. Martinez here. Away to Budimir, who wriggles free. Panama looking increasingly vulnerable on the break. Might well have won the ball cleanly in the end, but the referee, I think, feeling there was a foul initially.
So some difficult decisions to make, some really tight ones. But there, that's what he's given the foul for. A little unfortunate, Panama.
His side have been tested by Croatia more in the opening 12 minutes of the second half than they were in the whole of the first half. 3 attempts Croatia had in the early moments of this second period, just 2 in the first half. They've stepped things up a little and got their reward, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, and for Panama now, you can see that at times they're short at the back and they're susceptible to the counterattack for Croatia, but they have to get something. If they don't score a goal, they're going to be going home in 4th place. Something has to happen positive for Panama.
Blackman. Rodriguez with him. I just couldn't quite look up and see Barcenas, who was free at the top of the penalty area. I so often say it's not just about ability, is it, but that ability to make decisions. It can be the difference in games like this, as Novakovic comes out to claim and is protected somewhat by Pomrocic, not enjoyed too much by Murillo. Tidied up by Cordoba. Croatia preparing a couple of changes as Panama look to build an attack. And Martinez, brilliant work. Keeps it alive, keeps it moving. Murillo, Barcenas, trying to slalom his way through. Murillo gets it. And again, Novakovic equal to both. They're desperately trying to respond, Panama.
Oh, this is fantastic work by Martinez. He's been brilliant for Panama, keeping that ball in, and some tight positions get a chance on goal.
Oh, he's hit it. And Novakovic again, rising high to pour it away. And Martinez in and out.
Well, the goalkeeper has come up big on a few occasions. One in the first half, the ball was out of play, but this was brilliant in the second half.
A stunning stop as we enter the second half hydration break. Well, Croatia lead, but only just.
It's been a cracking game, the second half especially. You know, to be fair, the game needed a goal from a neutral's point of view for sure, and it's now opened up. It's hard to see what's going to happen exactly, but I'm impressed with Panama and the reaction to the goal, creating some good chances, and has taken a really good goalkeeping display to keep it at 1-0.
A chance to take on some refreshment, take on some instruction, and maybe just calm things down a little bit after these efforts from Panama.
Yeah, this was really good. It's not a shot you would expect a goalkeeper of his quality. He sees it all the way. That's a good save there. Pushes it out to a wide position and then palms it brilliantly out for a corner into safety. Good goalkeeping. Really good goalkeeping. And then this brilliant little tip here from a good header. You know it's not going to go down. You know the shape of the header. You know where it is. The flight is going to go top half of the net, but still good reactions and a really good save. And the Panamanians behind the net. Can't believe it. What is it going to take for them to score? It's been really tough in front of net for them in this tournament. 2 games.
No goal as yet for Panama, but plenty of reasons to hope that in the final 20 minutes something can change for them. It's a gorgeous evening in Toronto. It could still be a glorious one for either of these two sides. Making plenty of noise, bringing plenty of colour to the stadium as they have the city. Toronto alive with Croatia and Panama shirts and celebrations today. Very shortly, 2 changes for Croatia. Croatia will make a double change now. It's the chance for 2 cousins to enter the field for them. Luka and Petar Sucic. It's the end for Marko Pasalic and Mateo Kovacic. Into the final 20 minutes. Up goes Budimir. Amric with a slice of the ball. And the free kick is Panama's. FIFA President Gianni Infantino has been talking today about his delight at the high level of competition and entertainment on offer at these World Cup finals. Sitting next to Andrej Plenković there, the Croatian Prime Minister, who's been in charge of the country for the last decade, indeed the longest serving ever in Croatia's history. Martinez after that one. It's a Croatia ball.
You have to love Martinez. His work rate is excellent. He's a decent footballer as well. Gets himself stuck in, just chasing every possible lost ball like his life depends on it, and sort of does as far as footballing terms go. If Panama don't get a goal, they'll be exiting the tournament.
It's probably fair to say that if they do score a goal, it's unlikely that he'll score it. He's not prolific in terms of goals, but he makes things happen by his energy. Perhaps 69 today for him, just the 2 goals. 4 goals in 33 for his club this season. His nickname translates as the Blonde, because he loves to colour his hair.
It's clever there, just a little bit of a ball. Perisic, definitely a foul. Hoping the referee didn't spot it, but he did.
It will be one of the main reasons for victory if Croatia are to win this game. Rodriguez and Harvey, and just a little too hard for Cesar Blackman. As is the way at these World Cup finals, the referee just making sure that Croatia don't try and delay things too much. The countdown from 5 given for the throw-in, which was taken by Stanisic. Neatly done, Sucic to Sucic. Not quite enough weight on the pass. Otherwise Kramaric would have been in business.
Nice passage of play for Croatia, tight space, opening things up. Just not quite the last ball to break Panama open.
Modric. Another run all the way. Just under 15 minutes to play. Plus whatever's added on. As it stands, Croatia will grab 3 vital points. And Panama will be eliminated. And will go home after their final group game in a few days' time. Rizzo going after that one, but it's a Croatia goal kick. It's the end for Ramos. And Cecilio Waterman, who started the opener and was lively in the first half, particularly against Ghana, comes on now as Panama need attacking reinforcements.
And he's got a goal or 2 in him as well. This is his 57th appearance. He has 15 goals internationally. And fresh legs, more to the point.
It is that time in the game really now, isn't it? Centre half off, centre forward on. The game needs to change a little here for Panama. And here is Waterman. Rodriguez will hit it. Cross wouldn't quite tip enough for it.
Waterman involved right out of the gates. Potential foul against Modric, play on, advantage, strike well wide of the net.
Well, Panama have wrestled control of this game since they went behind. The last 20 minutes, I've seen them take control, whereas there hasn't been an attempt from Croatia in the last 20 minutes. A game that's very much ebbed and flowed, as you can see there. Panama blue on the top, Croatian red on the bottom. Goals that win matches and saves as well. So add that in. Rodriguez fighting hard and getting a corner for his troubles.
Yeah, Panama are not laying over. At least they've got a great fighting spirit, as we've got to know in the last few years. They've competed well at Gold Cups and Nations League as well. But they don't come up against opposition like Croatia very often.
Rodriguez with the corner. All the way through. Harvey didn't quite sit for him. And he finds the wrong side of the net from his point of view.
Yeah, that's disappointing. You try to drive that across the face of the goal is really what you want to try to do. You're not going to beat a goalkeeper like that from that angle with his positioning and angles.
feeling summed up in a facial expression. Croatia working hard to try and find number 2. And they've got a free kick in a very promising position here.
Yeah, it looked like a foul, and the referee waited a couple seconds just before he gave the foul and see if there was an advantage. Decent pit position here for Croatia. Plenty of chatter going on around the ball, and who's going to take it? Who do you think's going to take it? If I'm the goalkeeper, I have a pretty good guess, but saying that.
5 have become 4, so we're narrowing them down slowly. Turina had a really promising first half. He's been fairly quiet in the second. Lukasucic looks favourite for this one. Listen, Petter not too far away from the ball either. Need to see a Croatian change before the kick is taken. And it's Luka Modric who will exit. The 200th cap for him, and he hopes a big victory for his country in the next 10 minutes plus added time. High fives are plenty for their biggest star. Richards hits it, and the wall took the sting out of it.
You know, the wall does its job. Split a little bit, got a little bit fortunate, but job well done.
Luka Modric gets cheered as his name's read out, just to confirm the Croatian change. Going towards goal, it hit Budimir. He wasn't aware of where it was and didn't have his bearings or the ball in the end.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that to get to him.
It's a Panama ball, won by Waterman. They're going to need his endeavour in these final moments. They're also going to make a change of their own here. Jose Fajardo, the striker who started the game, will be replaced. Arias Londoño, who turned 25 a couple of days ago, enters the action. In towards Andrade. Just couldn't throw the boot at it enough.
Nice delivery, lots of movement. Good high line by Croatia. More than likely offside anyway.
Waterman. Croatia a little ragged, a little nervy. Desperate to get their 3 points to start them off at these World Cup finals. Panama clinging on to World Cup contention with their fingernails here. Perisic. Little tug on Baturina as he tries desperately to kick on. He's done really well to keep his feet. Eventually he tumbles down. such determination to drive his country on.
We've not seen an awful lot of Argentina in the second half, but that was a great bit of skill to open up Panama.
Argentina, 4 to look for in the middle. Stanisic trying to send it back the way. The minutes ticking away. And while there'll be another game for them after this, it may not mean an awful lot. Certainly won't mean anything in terms of progression if they can't get something out of this game. This was always going to be a really tough group. And it doesn't get any easier with England to come for Panama in their final game. Vladimir got a bit too much of that to Cordoba. Beautiful control from Blackman. They just had too many to battle with. Croatian confidence filling the Toronto air inside the final 5 minutes. Cordoba. Panama with the ball at the wrong end from their point of view. Andrade. Perisic making sure. Stanisic. Oh, that was a thump up for Basinas. And I'll try and carry on, the referee checking on his welfare all the while.
Yeah, he looked at him because it was a head injury, but checked on him because Panama were about to make a cross into the box and they let the player continue, which is a good decision.
Croatia haven't quite been neat and tidy enough to grab that second goal, which would put a seal on this.
Yeah, and until they do, Panama are pushing lots of bodies forward, leaving themselves short at the back a little bit, but they have to take chances at this stage of the match. If they do happen to go home and they don't get a result here, they'll feel a little bit hard done by just in the fact that they played for large portions of these matches against Ghana and Croatia and played very well, but that's not what counts. They haven't created enough moments, enough chances in front of net, and have not had the finish yet.
And the challengers are flying in now. Towards Budimir. Basinas away. Nice little touch, which wouldn't quite fall Panama's way from Londoño. And in the final minute, we're going to see a couple of changes here for Panama. Cesar Blackman has come off. Thomas Rodriguez will come on. It is kitchen sink time really now, isn't it?
It is, and they're throwing every offensive player they have left on the bench on there. And they're going to have numbers. Can Croatia deal with it?
So many waiting in the middle for the cross, and they'll stay in there for the corner. He needs fresh legs, he needs fresh heads. He needs something now. We're going to play 5 more minutes at least. Budimir away. Showing his value in both boxes since coming on. Down goes Martinez.
Panama definitely not making it easy for Croatia. This player, Martinez, has been excellent on the day.
And that's just massively overhit from Eric Davis, who's only just come on. Started the opening 2 games at the last World Cup finals that they participated in, the 2018 edition in Russia. Here's Waterman, Rodriguez, fighting together to try and make something happen. Sliding challenge from Sucic is punished with a yellow card. And they'll be queuing up to hit this.
Yeah, it's a good position. I think Sucic is a little bit unfortunate. Catches him right there at the back of the legs, but there's a few steps before it goes down. I think that's what the Croatian fans were upset about, and a few players.
Well, they've struggled to break through at times, but when they have, Livakovic in the Croatia goal has had the answer to any question posed. It is now a point at which they are not just hoping but praying that their players can come up with something here.
They seriously need a little bit of magic.
Just trying to make sure everyone is where they should be for this free kick. Just cranking up the tension. Referee tidying everything up. Now what have Panama got? They're hanging on to their World Cup dream. It's Murillo. And it wasn't even close. And they are nearly over the line now, Croatia.
Yeah, not really testing the goalkeeper on a decent set piece. Position, not getting anything out of net. Stintolo just getting stretched out with a bit of cramp.
Rodriguez with the flick. Croatia just happy to see it anywhere. Budimir controlling, trying to draw the foul, which he does. Trying to see the game out, Croatia, but it's not been easy to do that with this Panamanian energy.
Budimir's done well actually since he's come on in the second half. I think he's done a great job not only scoring but also getting into the game, holding up the play, drawing a few fouls.
He has actually become Croatia's oldest World Cup goal scorer, overtaking Ivica Olic. Looking to finish it off here. Budimir will give chase. Wins a throw. The clock ticking in Croatia's favour all the time. Stanisic. Budimir. It's a Panama throw. We've had the 5 added minutes. And we've got the whistle. Croatia are up and running. And are into contention in Group L. Once again at these World Cup finals, a substitute holds the key to victory. Ante Budimir coming up with the goods. Panama are eliminated with a game to spare. They've won plenty of plaudits at these finals, but sadly for them, no points. Panama 0, Croatia 1.